Steve Alcorn's a fine investigator. What he's doing with this Chris dude, I have no idea.
I gave her cigarettes for our anniversary one year.
There you go. That's fucking romantic.
She didn't like gifts. I said, well, I want to get you something. What do you want? Let's give me a couple packs of cigarettes. So I wrapped them up and gave them to her.
Yeah, have some lung cancer.
You got a dead Bigfoot that's just been shot, hanging upside down in a tree. Though Meldrum was also careful to note, it's not a course about Bigfoot.
It's a course about Fozzie Bear. Who's Fozzie Bear? Some say his father was half grizzly. Nobody believed he was real. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a Muppet. To me, that was better than being president of the United States.
They upped my meds last night, so anything's possible. We're laughing at a story about dead people. I can't explain it, but it sure makes me feel like the spirits are happy.
I mean, I guess you could say it might have been somebody's hand moving real quick, but it's not a fucking ghost.
The jury's still out on that.
See, your hoaxes come at you with smiles. They come as your friends.
Pope Francis says doggy heaven is real, so your dog has a soul.
Ah, so now the dogs can hang out with the pedophiles.
Not Benedict, Francis, Pope Francis.
No, I'm just guilt by association, Steve.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's what they say when they talk about me and you.
Yeah, there you go.
Good evening, and welcome to the Fortean Slip, episode 102. This is the, I don't even know where to go with the title for this one. I wanted to say it was like the Paradise Lost episode, but it doesn't really roll off the tongue. But I came across this lovely article in the local free rag, the Portland Phoenix, for those of you who are unaware of Maine literature. Say, basically your free press bullshit. And I was walking out of the local store, looked down, saw the cover of this lovely article. It says the original Hell's Angel. And I said, oh. And it's got, Lucifer with the upside down pentagram right on the front page. Just boom, right in your face. So I said, this looks like something that could be interesting. So I picked it up. And, I'm going to read a little bit of it. Just, kind of set the tone. This article is by Eric Severn. I hope I got that right.
Perfect.
It sounds good. But it's titled The Original Hell's Angel, The Satanic Temple in Maine Tilts Against Arbitrary Authority. I'm not gonna read the whole fucking article. Like I said, I just want to set the tone, and wait for Matt's utter disgust.
You're hearing it now.
I know I am. Mercy Malika is the head of the Maine chapter of the Satanic Temple. She is also an online sex worker. All domination and fetish, she says, and mother of two, an 8-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. She wears horn-rimmed glasses, go fucking figure, and has black hair with a few streaks dyed grayish white.
Does she wear pewter jewelry by chance?
I'm sure. I'm sitting with her and 3 other Satanists at a long table in Union Station Billiards, a pool hall at the west end of Portland, drinking beer and talking about Mercy's choice to return to sex work after years in the medical field, and how it relates to her experience as a Satanist. Yeah.
This is a great article already.
Yeah. No, and I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I wanted to...
You had me at fetish.
Okay, so, like I said, I don't want to go too far into it because it's a fucking long article. I don't want to read the whole fucking thing, but setting the tone. Skip a few paragraphs, and you've got, of course, these Satanists and those involved in the Satanic Temple do not think about Satan in the conventional biblical sense. TST is a nationwide group funded in 2013 by a man named Lucian Greaves, who remains the spokesman
No, it wasn't.
for TST. The main
That's not his real fucking name.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Lucian Greaves. You're right.
The main chapter, one of the first in the nation with its 21 members, has been around since the fall of 2014. And when I first talked to Mercy on the phone a few weeks ago about Satanism, our conversation centered mostly on women's rights, individual liberty, rational inquiry, the separation of church and state, and opposition towards arbitrary authority. She stressed that they do not believe in Satan as a literal deity, but rather as a symbolic figure, i.e., Scientology.
The foundation of all good Satanist groups.
Not unlike the Miltonic Satan in Paradise Lost. In part, her hope for the main chapter is that it will help bring awareness of pressing issues of social oppression. Earlier tonight, when we first met, she gave me a copy of the Satanic Children's Book of Big Book of Activities. on page 5, there's a word search.
There's pentagrams and sidewalk chalk everywhere.
Words like friends, love, care, happiness, and acceptance.
Wow.
I thought it was kind of fitting. I mean, there's been all this bullshit talk about these satanic statues going up everywhere, and there's actually a fucking picture of one in this article. And while I could give a shit what the fuck people want to worship or call a religion, I do have issue with the tax-exempt status that's given to a lot of these organizations, i.e. Scientology. But I saw this article and I was like, God damn, I can't let this one go. Holy shit. It's the end times.
Yeah.
It appears that Lucian Greaves is in fact his real name, by the way.
Wow.
Because you asked for his birth certificate or something?
No, it's on his Facebook profile. It's got to be real.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, that makes total
No,
sense.
I'm actually researching it as Chris was speaking. So.
Look at him. He's all upset because on when I was on the radio, I actually said he doesn't investigate or report.
We've got to have some words about some of the things you said on actual radio, real.
Yeah, not this bullshit we do.
No. Actually, it's
The
his
in-house
pseudonym.
investigative reporter does neither.
Lucian Greaves is his pseudonym. His real name is Doug Messner, by the way.
Yeah, because Doug just doesn't come across as well as Lucian.
Hi, I'm a Satanist organization founder, Doug.
I'll be walking you through the process today.
Over on the table, we've got some free coffee and bagels, if you're hungry.
Feel free to put on a pentagram necklace. Make sure you put it on right, upside down.
Like, are they going to launch like a GoFundMe campaign, or?
I guess. I just don't get what this whole big.
We don't really see Satan as a true deity. We just use them as an emblem.
Yeah, like the
What?
Using
like a Mercedes symbol.
Yeah. That's just our mascot. Okay.
So what is the point of the Satanic Temple if they're not seeing Satan as a deity?
What Satan is, according to Satanists, and hey, I mean, I could be misconstruing this all, but from how I gather it, they worship more power than anything else. Just the attainment of the self, being self-centered in the Satanic Church is not a bad thing. Whereas in your other religions, it's more of a self-sacrificing thing. But yeah, I mean, according to most of the stuff that I've read, no, they don't worship any type of satanic deity. They don't, necessarily subscribe to that. But they are very much about themselves and the attainment of, I guess, self. I don't know what the fuck it is, really. I mean, I don't follow it. I find it fascinating that people would, subscribe to it. But
people subscribe to all sorts of stupid bullshit, though.
Yeah, I brought up one earlier. Fucking El Rach.
I find juggalos fascinating.
Yeah, well,
they're kind of like one step above a Satanist.
I think
just because they have a big party.
Yeah, they follow people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like I like the People's Temple. They went all the way.
Yes, they did.
Some of them
above and beyond.
Some of them maybe not, willingly, but hey.
Well, hey, it's all in the name of
sometimes
the hell they
sometimes
were
you gotta take one for the team and Jim Jones.
I recently read an article about the Heaven's Gate cult. And there was a guy who was actually supposed to videotape the whole fucking thing, but he came down with some sort of illness. He was going to kill himself too, Came down with some sort of illness and he missed out on it.
Yeah, sure.
So
he did. He called up.
Because Heaven's Gate didn't own a fucking tripod.
He was like me on a fucking. He was like me on a Monday. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to make it in today.
But he disappeared for years. His family thought he was dead because nobody had heard from him, and then his obituary appeared in a newspaper in their fucking town, and the guy was still alive, but now he's not. But anyway, he missed out on dying in the Heaven's Gate thing because he was in the hospital or something. I don't know.
What about the people that made the Kool-Aid? Like, gosh darn it, we're out of sugar. I'll run to the store. I'll be right back. What happened?
Oh, jeez.
You guys went without me? The fuck? Oh, wait a minute. You don't have your $1.25 in Nikes. You can't go.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the Heaven's Gate cult. Was you had to wear this really cool garb. You had to have some Nikes on, and you had to have some change in your pocket to catch the comment.
And it was a specific amount of change too. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was
a specific amount.
It was like $1 something in change. It was really fucking weird.
$1.57 or something.
Yeah.
Because aliens accept U.S. currency.
Fucking right they do. Everybody
does. There's a toll you gotta pay when you go on the spaceship.
You've gone on vacation before out of the country, right, Matt?
Yeah, I've been to Texas several times.
Well, I guess I could say it used to be that they loved our currency outside of the United States.
Yeah.
I was just listening to somebody talk the other day about how, I think it was on the Joe Rogan podcast, how it used to be that we'd go to Canada because our money would be worth more there, and now Canadians come here.
Yeah, I remember you'd buy a magazine, you're like, good thing I'm not in Canada.
Yeah.
There is a giant pussy on my table. Get out of here. Sorry about that. No, I live near Erie.
No.
You're not getting away with that.
No. Stop. Thank you. You can continue now.
All right. So I live near Erie, PA, and Pennsylvania doesn't tax clothing, so busloads of fucking Canadians would come down here and just to buy clothes.
That's weird.
It was illegal, though. Well, it was illegal because when they go back over the border, they're supposed to pay a tariff or something on it, but they, of course, didn't. So they finally kind of shut it down. I still see them once in a while, but it's rare now.
It's like all those people going to the islands and getting all that duty-free liquor, just like packing their fucking suitcases.
Well, we got the reservations around here, not too far, over in New York, and they sell cigarettes. But you're only supposed to buy a certain amount of tax-free cigarettes. But I know one lady, she goes over there and buys 40 fucking cartons at a time.
I know a guy
tax-free.
I know a guy that supposedly got killed for selling loose cigarettes in New York.
Lucy's. We got your Lucy here.
I don't mean to make light of a situation, but I mean...
I know a guy that was buying cigarettes off the internet because they were like cheaper one state over, and the IRS came after him.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing a few years ago.
Yeah, they don't play.
No, they busted a shit ton of people for that.
The IRS don't play.
I've had my dealings with the IRS. They don't play.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you don't file your taxes for like 5 years straight.
Yeah, go figure. But yeah, to get back on track, I saw this article, and like I said, there's all these, I had been noticing over the years, and it's not just indicative of one area, it's been pretty widespread. Like this push by and I don't know if it's one entity, or if it's many entities, claiming to be the Satanic Temple. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done tons of research into this or anything. But there are all these statues of fucking, the quasi-symbolic goat demon, Satan, whatever, going up all over the fucking place. And I just find it to be absolutely ridiculous. I mean, hey, we got to push this fucking thing in your face, like, everywhere just because...
Well, as you know, there was quite a big stink in Oklahoma.
Well, that's one of the ones, and they move that one to like Chicago or something?
Yeah. Well, the group that erected the statue here to begin with wasn't from here or anything. They were like based out of New York, I think.
Yeah, they just wanted to stick their fucking nose in.
Right, because Oklahoma being Oklahoma, somehow they thought it would be okay and a good idea to erect a giant monument of the Ten Commandments out in front of the Capitol building. Which, by the way, they actually had a typo on that monument. I don't know if anybody picked up on that. But, and, so this satanic group, said, hey, if they can do it, we can do it. So they started this whole statue process thing. So... yeah, that happened. I get that. But now, like you're saying, all these statues are being, like, erected everywhere. Like, now it's the cool thing for satanic groups to do, I guess. But you don't see, like, any other groups doing that crap.
Well, I was just going to say...
I haven't seen, like, statues of Jesus being erected everywhere.
You don't see, like... And I don't want to, take one group outside of another one, but you don't see, like, for instance, witches or Wiccans, or you don't see them like going, hey, we need to put a statue of the goddess out here because you're shoving...
Right.
No. This is in and of itself just an act of defiance, which, I mean, ultimately, if you look at Satan, I guess it fits.
It kind of does. You're right.
So I'm going to start going and chopping down all the trees I see because I don't agree with Wiccans.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm going to be totally against nature.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck is that?
But isn't one of the main arguments? I mean, like, especially with, like, going back to the Oklahoma City thing, like, well, you're doing that. You're allowing to push your beliefs on the public, so we're going to do it. Well, if you have a problem with pushing your beliefs like that, then why are you pushing your beliefs like that? Like, it's totally hypocritical.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of, and in a way, I kind of get what they're saying. and this isn't to play the quote-unquote devil's advocate. I'm a fan of man. But, you know, there are some things where do you stay quiet or do you say something? And so I kind of get that mentality, but this is one of those things where, like, especially with religion, where I see it as just fucking have your religion. Just do your thing. If people want to come, they'll come.
Pretty much.
You know, if people...
I don't have a problem with people expressing whatever religion it is. I don't think we should have any sort of monuments to religion, period. That's my opinion. And that goes for Satanists and the Ten Commandments in Oklahoma. I just don't see why we need any of it.
I think it's okay to have them, like, in the area, you know, like the building where the religion is practiced or whatever.
Absolutely. But on government property, well, maybe not so much, or, you know.
Right.
And so
I just think if there's gonna be a separation of church and state, then let's have a separation of church and state. Like, let's stop having all these politicians being like, you know, having to integrate religion into politics. And let's stop fucking having to fucking be like, oh, let's put this here or let's put this there. And, you know, let's not think about the fact that this totally goes against all the fucking pretenses we've set up before. We're just going to do it anyway and say, we're a Judeo-Christian fucking whatever. Fuck off. Just, if you're going to separate it, separate it. You know, but
there technically isn't anything in the Constitution about separation of church and state. It just says that they can't organize a religion, and they can't forbid us from practicing whatever religion we want. So there's no, the wording, the terminology isn't there for that. But I agree with you. I don't think the government shouldn't have anything to do with religion, period. Or anything else for that fucking matter, because they screw every fucking thing up.
Well, I mean, if
that's my opinion.
If you know, history is any lesson for us, the way that the Catholic Church was intertwined with the Roman Empire was atrocious.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things that brought us to where we are today, keeping those things fucking separate. Because they should be. One does not go with the other. One is personal, you know, the other is, you know, very, I guess you could say public, or, you know, they need to be in two different categories. And I understand that people are personal people and people have religion, and that's fine. And if you want to state, you know, your policies or your, you know, how you would like things laid out in reference to mundane things, sure. I don't need to hear about how, you know, thank God we won this election and I have to just praise Jesus every goddamn day. I'm fine with you having your religion. Keep it to yourself. And that goes for Satanists, it goes for fucking, you know, Wiccans, it goes for Christians, it goes for fucking Muslims. Keep it to your fucking self. I don't need to see it.
No, I kind of agree and disagree, but I mean, I don't have a problem with people saying, hey, this is what I believe in and I practice. As far as government officials, I don't want to know if you're a Muslim or if you're a Christian or if you're a fucking Satanist. I don't want to know. I just want to know what you're going to do in office, right? Not based on your beliefs or religion, but as far as everyday general people, talk to me about your religion. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, if you're having a general discussion and you're just having a normal everyday talk with someone and you're talking about religion, which I think is not the greatest fucking thing to talk to people about.
I never do, but yeah.
You know, but if you are, you know, and that happens to come up, then sure. You know, absolutely. You know, I've had discussions.
It's important. It's important to know how people think and believe, but it's not important for us to know how. You know, it's not, we don't want it mixed with public shit. It just doesn't work. It never has, and it never will. So,
Well, people have always had a problem with everything. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. There's somebody out there that's going to have a problem with it. But now we live in this giant, wet, sopping pussy society where now it's okay to say, well, since I disagree with you, I'm going to make it where you're not allowed to do it anymore. And that's where I have a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fucking bullshit. I agree.
Well, it's more now. It's well, if you're gonna say something that's gonna hurt my feelings, I'm gonna attack everything about you, including your employment, your record, everything. Like and we live in such an apologetic nation now. It's sickening. Like somebody says something one day and they immediately apologize. And I'm so sorry for saying that. I didn't mean that. Blah 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 blah. And you know, as much as I hate the son of a bitch and really fucking do dislike the man, the governor of this state, God, is he unapologetic. Holy shit. Governor LePage is the biggest fucking blowhard ever, but he doesn't apologize. Like, he just says, yeah, I said it. I mean, I have to give him that. I don't want to, because I do. I think he's a fucking, just a bag of shit. But he said some goddamn atrocious shit. When he said the fucking black people were coming up and impregnating our white women, I almost fell over because I was like, nah, he didn't say that.
Oh man, that explains a lot about the state you live in, right there.
Exactly.
And the people that I know, not you, of course, but from your state, that explains everything. Okay, I got it.
Dude, that fucking statement I fucking almost fell out of my chair when I read it. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, because he said some pretty atrocious shit beforehand.
How many terms? How many terms has this guy had?
2. He's on his 2nd. They reelected him.
Really? They reelected this son of a bitch?
Oh, yeah. This just goes to show you just how fucking ignorant fucking people can be when they think they need... People think they need to have change. They just, oh, God, we need to... Because we're this fucking extreme reactive society at this point. If things go one way, we gotta shift it back the other way, by God, and we gotta go as far the other direction as possible to get everything back to center. And it's the way it's been for so long now. It's maddening. I don't even know how to fucking process it. Like, really? We had to put that guy in office?
Yeah. That's how we didn't talk about politics on this show.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, we're not talking about our political affiliation.
No, I mean, we went down a road because of fucking religion, which was the whole subject of, well, not the subject of the show. The subject of the show is, this satanic movement, I guess. And they're kind of like hipsters, if you think about it.
Yes.
I always wonder, like the Satanic Temple and things of that nature. Do these people really buy into this shit, or are they there because they want to be different, or it's the cool thing to do, or I mean,
well, yeah, but
that's the thing, dude. You can't question it.
Because you have to look at it this way. There's a lot of people that are like that in a lot of different religions. There are people who just get into religion to be accepted, or they just get into religion to socialize, or, they think it's cool. And there are also people who get into religion because they believe in it and they think it's the right thing to do. Whatever that religion may be. But I don't think you can categorize it as, did these people get into this religion? I think it's something that you have to
say, Steve.
I'm going to make a public apology for the statements that I just...
See, you're not supposed to be apologetic.
Yeah, don't apologize.
I didn't mean it. I'm just...
Just say you're a jackass.
I am a jackass. I wasn't grouping all of them into one category, although it did sound that way.
Alcorn's a satanic bigot.
Well,
You're
I'm gonna wear that label of proud, I guess. I don't know.
Richard
But-
Allen would say you're racist against Satanists.
He's gonna light an inverted cross on his fucking front lawn.
I guess what I should have said is, I would believe that. I would have to believe
a
that
frog
she
jumped
would.
across
They're
your
gonna
room.
fucking tiptoe around it. I say a lot of it's bullshit, and they're just taking advantage of the situation and getting like tax exemption, and it's not a real religion. But because of the Constitution and the way that the laws are set up, there's that loophole that people can exploit, and they do it all the time. Flying spaghetti monster, same thing.
I'm not talking about the founder of the religion, though. I'm not talking about the, the head people or the whatever.
No,
I'm talking
I'm
about
sure
the
there's
people who
lots of
actually go to
people.
the church or the church. I guess. Can you call it a church when it's Satan? I don't know.
They do have a church, they meet at a hall, I guess. That could be their church.
So
Pool hall,
those are the
apparently.
people that I'm wondering. Are they really in it because they believe it, or are they in it for some other reasons? I grew up this way, so I'm going to rebel against that, and I'm going to go this way, or those kinds of things.
I'm sure
know.
there's lots of that, just like there is in Christianity and every other religion.
Oh, fuck yeah. But I grew up in a church.
And that's
well known.
it's,
I mean,
okay.
a lot of people
And Steve, that's the thing it's perspective. That's why you feel that way. Because to you, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay,
You're right.
But it's because of your perspective. It's not because it's just those people. It's people as a whole that do this with all kinds of different religions, not just
Right,
Satanism.
and I get that.
And
get
you can stop it in a hurry by just taking away the tax exempt status of religions.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
I don't
you're right.
think mega churches should be tax exempt and be making
No, fuck no.
billions of dollars a year.
You don't think Joel Osteen needs that big house?
No.
But God,
Come on now.
God gave that house to him.
No, God did not.
By the donations of the kind and generous people that God sent to give the money.
Yeah.
Can I just
A
say?
required tithing?
Can I just say that I used to work for an unnamed company that I won't name what the company was, but the owner
Pepsi Cola.
and it was not Pepsi Cola.
Ford.
And the owner of this company, yeah. Fuck, it was a small business owner. God, I couldn't think.
Starbucks.
Yeah, it was Starbucks. No, it was
no,
not
that's
fucking
big.
Starbucks. But this guy literally would make his employees, and not the guys that worked in other sections of the
Bubba's
business.
Corner Store.
Quiet.
Bob's Bait and Tackle.
He would have the people in the office listen to the Joel Osteen conference call. There's like this conference call you can like opt into thing where you listen to him.
Hello, I am Joel Olstein. Thank you for joining me in today's conference call with God.
Oh, Lord.
Oh God, man! And hey, if religion works for you, it's all fine and dandy. I'm happy for you. Great, it's wonderful. But I, like Matt, do not understand these fucking mega churches. And for the record, like Matt and I disagree on a lot of stuff when it comes to religion.
A little bit.
But
A little bit.
But you know, there are a lot of things about it that are sickening on a level that doesn't matter what you believe in. You just look at it and you go, ugh, what the fuck? Like the Scientology thing, and I hate to bring that up again, but how the fuck did that happen?
I have no clue. I don't. Maybe I can understand how it happened or what was going on in the beginning, but the fact that people are still doing it blows my mind. I mean, it was obviously a made-up thing for a guy to get, a free ride with tax evasion. there's no question about it. I mean, the facts are there. Anybody can access them. And the fact that people still buy into it, people that are intelligent, and
They buy
successful,
into the spirit of what he was saying. See,
Without
that we're
thinking.
all aliens and okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're buying into the idea of what he, right? They're not buying into the actual. They have to know that he was a fucking fraudster.
No.
They have to.
They
Come on,
believe
just
it.
open a fucking
No.
book. Look on the internet. I mean, it doesn't take.
I just want to know, Steve, because you listened to Dianetics, didn't you?
Not the whole thing, but a good portion of it, sure.
When are you getting your e-meter?
It's,
You never gave us the
no
update.
time soon.
You never gave us the update
'Cause
on how long it
I
was
got
going to take.
sick of it.
No, you never gave us the update on how long it was going to take you to get clear.
I got less clear just listening to the first 5 chapters.
Steve got
A
cloudy.
lot less clear. Not cloudy. It was disgustingly uplifting. That kind of thing. It was so bad. So I just quit listening to it. I couldn't handle it.
You do understand that it was written by what is it they call him? He published like the most books ever. Still,
Yeah.
like this guy just turned out fucking fiction. Like I take a shit. Like boom, there's a fucking book.
Boom.
I'm sure you guys know people who are just like happy all the time.
Yeah, they're insane.
Right. They're so happy all the time that it's disgusting. Well, that's the way I felt when I was listening to Dianetics. It was just disgustingly
Well, it's
happy stuff.
Well, it's all this positive fucking message to try and rope you in. That's why. I mean, come on.
So,
You got to feel good about yourself, Steve.
I think I got through the first 5 chapters, and it was not. I couldn't listen to it anymore. I couldn't handle it.
It was like everything else you do.
Not everything. I'm doing pretty good with my vinyl stuff. So
Sure you
I'm
are.
actually sticking with it.
Oh, jeez, really?
Fucking, you had to
I
do
opened
it.
a new.
No.
How did he find that door
No.
unlocked?
No. Don't you fucking
You opened it.
Stop right there. I'm
What's
s-
wrong?
I'm s-
No.
No,
Let me
no,
just ask
no,
this.
motherfucker, shut up. I'm sticking to it. Fucking god damn it.
What's wrong with
I heard Chris make a remark
running
jokingly
a vinyl business?
referencing what I thought was your presentation of the news that you do every week. How you stumble through things and how you tend to create and then destroy all in the same breath. So I don't see how you took that as a welcoming sign to, pitch your business venture.
Or make a horrible joke to do it.
I just, take whatever opportunity I can get. That's all.
Hey, I understand.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with me giving a shout out to my business, is there?
No, we've given tons of shout outs to tons of your startup things.
Each and every failed attempt.
It wasn't failed. I was actually successful at most of them, and maybe I fear success. Maybe that's
why me and Chris bash our heads into the wall whenever we talk about it. Because you're good at pretty much everything you do if you would just keep doing it.
Right.
You might be
I'm one of those
successful at it.
people who gets that little taste of success and has to back down because I don't want to be successful, apparently.
So you're like the
Thank God
guy
this
that
show
dips his
has-
finger in the frosting but doesn't eat the piece of cake.
I eat the cake, but only, just a couple of nibbles. And
Just know,
Spit it
Matt,
out.
that if this show ever takes off, we've lost Steve.
We've lost him.
I feel that this show is a giant success,
Really?
despite the fact that I'm on it.
It's a giant success. How do
Yeah, it's a
wait a
huge
minute?
success.
Wait a minute. How do you measure success?
We're internationally known Fortean celebrities.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, we have one fan in the UK.
No, we've got
so that's
we've
international.
got we've got like 3 or 4.
Okay, so that's international. I think there's some Canadians even that listen.
There's some Australia. There's
Would
some
have meant
Australians.
something before the advent of the internet.
See, this is why I'm afraid of success, because somebody has to bring me down every fucking time.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm
No.
a realist.
No,
and
no.
In reality, there's literally animals that are more famous than this show.
we always try to bring you up and tell you, like, Steve, you should keep doing this. You should keep going. You're gonna. This is gonna be the thing for you. Yeah. See, when you got to your sticker business, you were like the boy who cried wolf. I was just like, fuck you.
But it's actually doing pretty good. So.
Well, yeah, because the fucking wolf showed up.
Yeah.
On that note, Steve, do you have any fucking news?
I got a lot of news. I actually added another story. You might want to check your messages
No, I don't give a shit.
because I like it.
I don't care.
All right, you don't care. WDRB.com. Paranormal activity at Floyd County Asylum. Spooks investigators and the news crew. Are you getting feedback from me, Chris? Because I can hear myself on your end.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. Okay. New Albany, I think Indiana. WDRB. Today it's a boarded up. See right there. I fucked up already. Today it's a boarded up, beaten up building in the middle of New Albany.
When you turned on your computer and got in the fucking hangout, that's when you fucked up.
Before, see now.
Yeah, I'll do the show.
I used to be really good at reading the news, but not on this show. But when I was back in college and had my own show, it was, yeah. And now I suck at it. Before, at different points in history,
Back when I was picking
the
beans
Floyd
in
County
Guatemala.
the Floyd County Asylum was a jail, a juvenile detention center, and even an infirmary, and refuge. It was the county poor farm for a long time. Whatever.
Steve was once in a
it was
barber
the
shop
county
in
poor farm.
Skokokie.
It was the county poor farm for a long time, said Matthew Jackson, an investigator with Paraholics.com. What happened in between the walls of the asylum apparently got ugly. Quite a few people passed here, investigator Mike Caldwell added. Stories were left untold. Whatever was here seemed to be starving for attention, Jackson said.
Sort of like the guy
Caldwell
reading the
Jackson.
news.
You see, it's quite the opposite, Chris. I hate the attention, to be honest with you. I hate attention. Not the attention I get from this show. It's kind of fun. But in general, in real life, I don't really... I want to be that guy who goes to work every day, just does his job. Nobody says, hey, good job. Because
We
you
would
don't
love
work.
if you would just do your job, too.
Anyway, these two investigators went there, and what they experienced was nothing short of chilling. What we had what appeared to be an item thrown at us, Caldwell said. Voices also alleged, God almighty. Voices also allegedly communicated through radio transmission, willing and able to answer questions, make requests, and call out.
Play some standard.
Making requests.
That was just
Over
a
the
fucking
radio
radio
waves.
they had on. What are they talking about?
Freebird!
He is a bad cop, the spirit allegedly said. Caldwell is a retired officer from the New Albany Police Department. The cop in me is always quick to question everything, but then there are certain things when they call you by name and say you were a police officer. There's just no way to explain that, explained Caldwell. He just explained it, see. Speaking of the unexplainable, when WDRB first entered the Floyd County Asylum, they had 2 cameras running, a GoPro and a standard news camera. Our news camera, they say, with a full battery and in mint condition, began randomly turning off. I was just doing my job and it randomly turned off, said WDRB photographer Josh Kidd. Not once, but a few times. Was a spirit responsible? Did they not want us there? We were communicating with people who passed away here. We really don't know, said Jackson. What the 2 say they do know is what continues to happen here is anything but normal. How about that?
Yeah.
WDRB in Cincinnati.
No, it's in Indiana. Oh. Whatever. It's WKRP. Turkey Drop, man. That episode was the best ever. I think that was the best comedy skit in the entire history of comedy. So, CNET.com. Just as the X-Files revival finds another generation of fans who want to believe the existence of UFOs, the CIA has decided to give people a look into its own alien investigations from the 40s and the 50s. Granted, these
wait a minute.
UFO
I thought he
files,
didn't like this story, Matt.
I didn't like this
He's
story.
completely uplifted now that he's reading it.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of being a newsman, right?
Thanks, Les Nessman.
I do have an imaginary office where I work.
Yeah. No, you have an office that you used to have.
It's called a spare bedroom, Steve.
Yes. I'm actually in the sewing room.
Now
I'm demoted.
Now it's just called a bedroom.
I had to move the sewing machine off.
Don't you mean the headquarters of StickerSteve.com?
No, it's actually... I think I'm going to have 2 sticker businesses. I'm going to use the old Team Crypto name for one of them for all my, Bigfoot and paranormal type stickers. And then I'll do something else with the rest of the stuff. I haven't figured it all out yet.
Oh.
Granted, these UFO files... See, this is why I don't like this story. They're making this big fucking news story over the CIA releasing documents that were released by the Freedom of Information Act way back in fucking 1978. That's why I don't like this story. But this marks the first time the CIA has made many of them conveniently located on its website. Take a peek into our X-Files, the CIA website states. We've decided to highlight a few documents both skeptics and believers will find interesting. Find documents we think X-Files character Agent Fox Mulder would love and use to try and persuade others of the existence of extraterrestrial activity. We also pulled documents we think his skeptical partner Agent Dana Scully could use to prove there isn't scientific explanations for UFO sightings. So anyway, so the CIA releases documents that were released way back in 1978. Now you know why I don't like that story.
Okay.
But I like this one. News965.com. I'm sure this is a totally legitimate news website. It's from Orlando, it says, but who knows. Claim. Mythical Chupacabra captured in the Philippines. Hey, Matt, it's been a long time. But this time I think it's legit. Could El Chupacabra be real? Probably not. But a video leaked to the web, purported to be from the Philippines, claimed there might be some truth.
How in the fuck did it get to the Philippines?
I don't know. In some parts of Latin America, they are believed to attack animals, especially goats, which give them the alternate name goat sucker. Chupacabra originated with the discovery of some dead goats in Puerto Rico with puncture wounds in their necks and their blood allegedly drained. It is purportedly a heavy creature the size of a small bear with a row of spines reaching from the neck to the base of the tail, except whenever it's photographed and it looks like a naked chihuahua.
Good story, Steve.
It didn't say that in the article. I have one more story, and I want to read this one. It's from that, not so great cryptozoologynews.com, which will print pretty much any story. However, I did some investigation on this one, so I wanted to read it.
Oh.
So, yeah, cryptozoologynews.com. Was there a three-toed creature killing animals in Ohio?
No,
And
there wasn't.
No, there wasn't. When AREC researchers Dennis Pilchis and Bill McIntyre saw the news clipping in the Valley News, they immediately contacted the paper to find out more about the witnesses. It was December of 1981, and some citizens of the city of Rome, Ohio, had been reporting unusual activity around the swamp near the Grand River. The evidence, based on eyewitness accounts, unidentified footprints, and animal mutilations, were reportedly investigated by the area sheriff's department. The results were inconclusive. Going to the actual location of the alleged creature sighting allowed Pilchis and McIntyre to gather more information by interviewing eyewitnesses. What they found out was that the animal waited until 9 p.m., exactly, apparently, to go out to feed. The tracks, Pilchis said, were three-toed, measuring 14 inches long, 6 inches wide, and had a depth of 1 1/2 inches. According to the witnesses, the creature was 9 feet tall, hairless, had a hairless face, and fang-like teeth. Furthermore, two of the typical and most controversial features of these types of encounters were the red glowing eyes and the unusual odor. But it wasn't only one individual creature that the men had spotted. There were a few of them in the swamp. They fired shots at them, but it seemed to have no effect, they explained. Anyway, so that's that story. But why I wanted to read it is because the guy the original investigator, Rome, Ohio is like 36 miles from where I live. I've been there, actually. It's a pretty cool place. So I'm going to go and try to find this guy and interview him. It's pretty cool, huh?
Steve will make it a quarter of the way.
He'll get there. He'll like, are you the man I'm looking for? Yes. Goodbye.
Pilchis was actually a pretty well-known UFO, Bigfoot, paranormal type researcher back in the 70s and 80s. He was involved in the Aztec UFO stuff. I guess there was some sort of photograph of a dead alien that he was highly involved in, had it sent to Kodak and all that bullshit back in those days. And he had a big fight, I think, with this McIntyre guy, and they broke up their organization, and nobody's really heard from the guy since, but he wrote a book called Night Siege. It's actually a little pamphlet, and it's kind of interesting to
Is it a book or a pamphlet?
Read. It's more of a pamphlet type book.
Oh.
So anyway, I talked a little bit about it on one of the Facebook groups for another podcast that I won't mention here because it's another podcast. But and I found quite a bit of information on it, so it's pretty cool stuff. And I'm gonna go try to find the guy. 36 miles. That's all I gotta go.
Wow. Sweet. Mm-hmm. You'll make it 9.
I probably won't even make it out of my fucking driveway.
You're probably absolutely right.
Actually, I found the guy's information on, using my investigative reporter skills that I allegedly don't have on the internet. I found his phone number, his home address, and everything. So.
But nobody's heard from him since. You can find this information online.
Well, as far as UFOs and Bigfoot and that stuff's concerned, it seems like he just kind of dropped off the face of the earth with that stuff after some big falling out with this other guy. So, because that happens, in the paranormal community all the fucking time.
No.
Yep.
No.
So anyway, that's the news.
Great.
And I'm not going to plug my vinyl business.
Good. This has been the Fortean Slip, episode 102. If you like this shit, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment. Share this shit around. Please share it everywhere. Go to dredfunn.com, youtube.com/Dred Funn. Check out bigfootcrossroads.com. And for those of you who are unaware, the blog, I bought the domain name. You can now go to theforteanslip.com and it will take you directly to the blog. Steve's sticker business sucks. He might make it 9 miles. To check this guy out, we're not sure. We'll update you next week. See ya!